Episode 292. Is AI overloading UK government departments?
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
Written parliamentary questions to UK government departments doubled in 2025. That's according to a Sky News exclusive report published on the 7th of January. The numbers rose from 49,125 in 2024 to over 90,000 last year. And now government sources are accusing some MPs of using AI to generate questions, diverting civil service resources and wasting public money. But MPs deny the claim and say the real problem is that ministers are not answering their questions properly. Hello and welcome back to AI6, the podcast that takes away AI overwhelm and empowers you, my listener, to embrace AI in just 6 minutes a day. So this is a fascinating story from Westminster, and what does it mean for public sector leaders, politicians and those civil servants fielding those questions? Well, whether or not AI is behind the surge, the implications for government capacity and accountability are significant. This is a case study in how generative AI is changing the dynamics of democratic oversight. But let's hear from Sky News' deputy political editor, Sam Coates, who has the story.
Each question costs up to £850 for civil servants to answer. Some in government believe that AI is responsible for the massive increase in questions being asked. No MP's done anything wrong, but the figures are quite stark.
Let's take a look at the numbers. They're striking. Written parliamentary questions, or WPQs, are a formal mechanism for MPs to extract information from government departments. In 2025, the total hit 90,331, almost double the 49,125 recorded in 2024, which was close to the average for the previous decade. The Department for Health and Social Care saw a 97% increase. The Home Office saw a 92% increase, the Department of Education a 97% increase, the Housing Department 101% increase. But just 10 MPs accounted for 20% of all Commons WPQs in the second half of 2025. And one Conservative MP, Ben Obese-Jecty, went from 150 questions in the second half of 2024 to 1,683 in the same period a year later. A Liberal Democrat MP, Al Pinkerton, saw his submissions increase more than 20-fold from 36 to 721. So what's going on? Well, senior government sources launched an extraordinary attack on MPs. A Whitehall source told Sky News that some questions are so obscure or so generic that officials wonder how any MP could have come up with them. The source said, when we look at the random variety of subjects and the lack of any apparent rationale, we ask ourselves, how would this look any different if all their WPQs were being generated by AI? And the truth is, it would not. The source added that too many important civil service teams are currently spending half their time dealing with WPQs. But it's a suspicion and it's not evidence. The government has not proven that AI is being used. MPs deny using AI. Ben Obese-Jecty told Sky News he keeps a handwritten list on his phone and adds questions throughout the day as issues arise. His message to government was blunt. Answer the questions properly, ensure we can hold you to account, and maybe the number of questions you have to suffer responding to will reduce. Other MPs said the surge was driven by poor initial answers, forcing them to ask follow-up questions, and by new MPs learning the system after the 2024 general election. Meanwhile, in Scotland, a separate story has emerged. Conservative MSP Douglas Lumsden was accused of using AI to generate 1,300 written questions in the Scottish Parliament. He was responsible for a third of all written and corporate body questions in the winter of 2024 and over half of all questions submitted to Holyrood in January 2025. The estimated cost to taxpayers was £185,000 based on historical figures of roughly £98 per question to answer. Lumsden denied using AI and said his questions held the Scottish Government to account. But the Scottish National Party convener of the Finance Committee has asked parliamentary authorities to review the system to prevent what he called wrecking tactics. So whether AI is genuinely behind this surge or not, the story exposes a real tension in democratic accountability. The cost of asking a question is near zero, especially if AI is involved, but the cost of answering remains high, manual, and resource intensive. And I'm sure that the watching and the listening public are already using AI to question their public representatives and their local and national government more with scrutiny. If you enjoyed today's episode of AI6, please share it with a pro that you know. And don't forget, my book, AI Playbook, is out now on Amazon. And my newsletter, Human in the Loop, is available on LinkedIn. That's it for today. I'll be back with more tomorrow.